Hello there. We are live, and this is an incidental kind of drop in. So, what I'm going to start doing a little bit more of as I get closer and closer to San Diego Comic Con 2024, just dropping in just on the YouTube and indeed Facebook page, depending on where I've decided to send it, but definitely YouTube. So, if you are a subscriber, you'll definitely notice that these are going up online. It'll be about this time. It's not as strict as the Sunday show. So it's going to be kind of a little bit more haphazard and just talking about things that have caught my eye and caught my attention. And today, I think what I want to talk about real quickly is about gratitude. Um, I had a guest on the live stream yesterday, which was Factory Entertainment, creative director, somebody who I've met at the show on a couple of occasions, a Brit like myself, but we kind of like our paths had crossed, as it were, at the show. And I invited Factory Entertainment on board, and he suggested that he come on board. At which point we came on, and we had all sorts of technical issues from his side, from my side. It kind of got a little bit of a mess. Yesterday's show is not one I'm going to be actively promoting for people to go back and rewatch because it was a hell of a mess. It ended up being that I was kind of controlling graphics from the screen, but ended up doing the majority of the live stream from my phone. It literally is a case of, and I don't know what it is, when the computer has just booted up and it's deciding that it's wanting to do some kind of something in the background, like a antivirus and malware check or something, it just drags everything down. And the more I want to do other things, like open up a couple of windows or open up some graphics or share something with you, it just kind of crawls to a halt and it gets a bit temperamental, and I'm really not liking it. It's starting to piss me off, frankly. But to be fair, we muddled through. A lot of people have reached out and said they enjoyed the show. A whole bunch of people are liking it and sharing it, and I appreciate that. But I wanted to show my appreciation for my guests for coming on. All of the guests I've had. I mean, there was the COVID year, 2020 and 2021, where I had a murderer's row of talent who I don't think I'll ever surpass. That was just truly one of the best years to just get as amazing talent and creators on board. I'd like to try and get them back on, of course, but it's a case of now where my standing is. I did then take a year out to look after my dad, and it was 2023 as well. So it was a case of not being able to go over to San Diego. My focus was elsewhere, and I'm not going to say that I feel that the show has fully recovered since. I did try when I set out with the greatest of intentions for this year's shows, but we'll go with what we've got. And for my first is my appreciation to the guests for coming on, for taking their time out, especially on a weekend when, frankly, they should have other things to do on a Sunday, looking at going spending time with their family, just having a bit of time away from the studio or from their office. But yeah, I really appreciate them. The next bunch of people I want to appreciate are, well, just I'm going to show appreciation for those that have reached out, especially if they're going out for the first time. We had Paul from DC World and Jake Bug from the Geek of Steel come on to talk about their first time out to the California and to San Diego Comic Con. They did not know what to expect, or don't know what to expect, and they came on, and I'm not entirely sure if I really gave them the 100% idea of what to expect or what they can get up to, but it got them excited and got them riled up, and I think they are even more excited about heading out to San Diego and to California. And in doing so, the next day, they well, certainly Jake sent me some stuff. I mean, first things first, I got a card from Luke and Paul. Sorry, Luke Bug. Jake Bug is a music artist. Oh, good grief. You can tell I'm tired, and you can tell I've been working today. And you can tell it's really hot as well. We bought ourselves a new fan because it's been really, really hot. But no, they sent a card and said thank you. Thank you for being a great host and giving some advice for Paul and I. You've made us even more excited for our trip. At which point they then showed that how to do merch and gratitude merch really well. I got a bunch of Geek of Steel stickers, which I think are rather cool. Actually, I think they're just rather nice. So that's one. I also quite like as well the Geek of Steel. This is Luke in graphic form. Stepping forward with his shirt and tie flapping in the wind as he unveils his Superman logo, the Geek of Steel there. We got the obligatory plastic wristbands and some really nice lanyards as well. I don't know who's done his printing, but done a great job on those. But in the envelope as well, and I would have never have thought of this, when I was a wee nipper, I did actually collect what would have been, for the Americans, baseball cards or bubblegum cards. And Superman the movie had some printed up, of which I had a whole stack of them. It's one of those things that have just vanished in the ether. I couldn't tell you where they are now, or certainly my collection. But I remember these really well. So we had, let's just Super Baby arriving on Earth. And it all kind of like joined together as a big poster as well, which you could kind of glue together. And Paying Call on Lois Lane, of course, Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve there. And a great little description thing on the background. Just included two of those. And I wonder how many of those he's got in his kind of like collection and just kind of sends them out as merch and as gratitude things. But no, I'm really grateful to Luke and Paul, and I'm looking forward to seeing them out in San Diego and seeing what their reaction is to this show that we think is amazing. Do they think it's amazing, or will they think it's amazing? Soon find out. And last but not least, the gratitude I want to give out is to you guys for jumping on and number one, taking the piss when I absolutely deserve it, when technical issues abound. I mean, I think the running joke is now I hit the go live button and all of a sudden the rubber bands snap on the machinery and things go horribly wrong. I mean, it speaks volumes that I'm doing this live stream now and I don't seem to be having too many issues. Why Sundays? Why do I always have problems? Yeah, for you guys for sticking around, for jumping on board. We've got a couple of people who are watching. Hello there. You haven't commented. You haven't told me where you're watching from, or where you're watching. Are you watching on YouTube? Are you watching on Facebook? Jump in, let me know. But for those that have liked, subscribed, and commented and had suggestions, had comments that our guests have then taken and run with. I have always said, talking con on a Sunday and the live streams and just generally my content, it's not by me, it's for you guys and it's by you guys. And frankly, that's all I could ever aim for. So yeah, that's I wanted to bring up there. Other things I want to quickly point out. Let's see if there's anything else. Like I say, I just want to make these really quick and under 10 minutes and just a bit of a chat and sort of a sign in and see how everyone's doing with 30 days to go to San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Tell you what, I was going to talk about the blood drive. I'll hold off on that until tomorrow. We'll do another one of these around this time, around 5:30, 6:30, something like that. But we'll talk about the blood drive, and I will hopefully be talking about the next collection of special guests. I know that I have missed a week, so we'll do two in one go, and we'll do a final catch up, and we'll see who's actually on the roster, because at this point, with 7 or 8 waves of Comic-Con guests, we should have an idea, a picture of certainly the special guests coming to San Diego, and that should give us a picture of the tone and tenor. At the end of the day, last year was a bit of a weird one because you had the strike, you had studios getting rid of their promotion departments, you had not a great deal of money being spent on promotion, so them thinking that San Diego Comic-Con maybe not be worth the expense or the effort. So you had a number of studios taking a bit of a backseat. But then in 2022, 2023, you had then companies, smaller independents, enthusiastic to fill the void and present their stuff. And in doing so, gave a breath of fresh air to San Diego Comic-Con. This year, I think studios may start realizing that, well, they've got to start putting the effort in again to get people back through the door. The fact that we've had Inside Out 2 doing really well and gangbusters in the theaters, that's a misnomer. So we're talking, is that a fluke? Is it time for now the studios to go, we need to reconnect to our fan base? And that includes events like San Diego Comic-Con. We'll find out with a bit of a deep dive on that. We'll have a chat about that tomorrow. Yeah, all of these we're going to talk about. If there's anything, if you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, drop down below, head into the comments and let us know what you want us to talk about as we get closer. Is it anticipation? Is it dread? Is it hotels? Is it something that you feel that you want to talk about that you would like San Diego Comic-Con to address? Let's see if we can all band together and as a community actually put some enthusiasm and gas into the fire. Okay, I'm out of here. Back again tomorrow with another little bit of a live stream, just throwing out, and I probably will be just doing these to YouTube as of tomorrow. So please subscribe, like, comment down below, hit notifications, and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow as we get closer and closer. 29 days tomorrow. So we'll hopefully have another wave of special guests, and we'll also talk about the Robert Heinlein blood drive as well, because I think that's particularly interesting and exciting. Okay. I'm now going to go for a pint. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.